They care a ton about people in the Ukraine or people that are coming over from Syria, whatever. But we fucked up Syria. We put that guy in who used to be in ISIS. We got rid of Gaddafi. There's slave markets in Libya.
Right.
So we did that. We sent refugees all through Europe. We destabilized all of Europe. And, you know, you can't take us out of it. You can't take Western powers out of it. You can't take Israel out of it. You can't take the U.S. and Britain and France and a lot of other powers that have destabilized these countries and sent these people flooding through Western countries, European countries.
Yeah, fun.
It's going to be a fun next 50 years.
It's kind of crazy when you see images of France. There was a video of France from 1998 from Paris.
Yeah.
Versus today. They showed like 1998 and then they showed 2026.
It's a different thing. And, you know, listen, some of that's inevitable. The world changes. Different groups of people. You know, but then you look in Ireland, this guy just got beheaded in the street, which I'm against and I think is wrong. And he beheaded some guy, a migrant who had been brought in, had beheaded or damn near beheaded, tried to. And there's a video of it. And now Belfast, like, you know, it's probably quieted down now, but there were like tremendous riots. They were like burning things down because they're like, we never got a vote on this. We never got a vote on bringing the people in.
Yeah.
We never got a vote on that. No one ever asked us how much demographic change we wanted in our country and how quickly and what we were prepared to do. No one ever asked that.
People don't like to admit it, but an armed population, it's much more difficult to pull things off
100%.
on an armed population.
100%.
And that's another part of the problem with the UK and with Ireland and all these places. It's very difficult to have a gun.
Diversity also relies on a very productive economy. So New York City works to the degree it does because people can go out and get jobs because the economic reality of the city is that it can support a lot of people coming in. There are a lot of jobs for those people. But when you have a stagnant economy, like many parts of the UK, that's a lot harder. It's a harder sell. Harder to assimilate people into a landscape where the people there are not doing well. Like the people that have lived there forever are not thriving. They don't feel great. Their prospects economically aren't great. And now you're bringing all these new people who also are struggling to find work. So that's part of the problem.
Do you think that this is being done with a strategy knowing that AI is about to completely disrupt society?
Yes. I believe, this is what I believe. I believe no one, for example, no one's trying to get anyone in this country to own a house. No, people pay lip service to the idea, but there's a lot of people now, a lot of them are my age, who have never owned a home and never will. And no one's wants them. They've forgotten what owning a home feels like. They've forgotten what it feels like to like have a yard where you can invite people over and drink a glass of wine and smoke a cigar and watch a game. And they live in a little apartment. They type, you know, they're on a MacBook. They're getting radicalized in any direction. They're upset. They're on dating apps or whatever, but they don't feel like they have a foundational core to their life. No one has really even given them the idea that they're going to get that. So I think that's just one of the things where they're basically saying like, no, you don't need a house and you're not getting a house and forget what owning a house was. Like, forget that doesn't matter. And I think part of this is because they know, same thing with healthcare. There's no real movement to give anyone healthcare in this country. And if it is, it gets shut down immediately. So on the positive side, you might go, well, they know that AI is coming and that AI is going to do a lot of stuff with health. And it's going to help extend lifespans. But also on the negative side, they go, AI is going to disrupt the economy to a point where, like, we're not going to have people owning homes and cars and things like that. We're going to have a lot of people without a steady income, or they don't really know what to do. We're going to have a lot of wealth that's existed, a lot of capital, and we're going to have tremendous inequality, and we're going to have a lot of joblessness. So for sure, I think that they're preparing for that. I mean, there's no way you can look at the landscape because they're selling the country off for parts. And this is both parties, and this is like they're selling it off for parts. So, I mean, obviously, something's coming. Something's coming for sure. And I don't know when it is. And I'm sure the AI thing's overblown to an extent. And I think so much of our GDP depends on it that a lot of these companies are lying. But Anthropic's a creepy. These are creepy companies. You know? I mean, they're just creepy.
Well, the amount of power that tech companies have in general is unprecedented. There's never been corporations. I mean, unless you go back to like the East India Corporation that, you know, you go back in the day where they had like an enormous army. Right. You know?
Totally.
And they took over India and Pakistan. Yeah. But if you look at what they're doing, it's very different than that. You know, other than the army part, what they have is robot armies. And then they have AI, which Elon just recently said is going to be like 1 million times smarter than the smartest human that's ever lived.
Right.
Like, this is the goal. The goal is to create literally a digital god. And it's going to be controlled by not us, not the collective human race. It's going to be controlled by a select few group of people. And that's weird. Like, and we're just trusting them.
Well, that's why you're not getting a vote on immigration levels, or you're not going to get a vote on, you know, like... Yeah. I think the reality is that eventually they're going to go, do you want safe streets? Do you want food? Do you want a little bit of money? You got to do X, Y, and Z. You got to believe X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And, I mean, that seems to be coming.
And it seems like if you put people in a corner and you get them scared, this is what we learned during COVID. Like, they will back down. They'll go along with a lot of stupid shit.
They'll try to find comfort, and they will listen to people that they deem to be worthy. Yeah. You know?
They'll trust the government, which is wild. The left is the people that trust the government.
Well, you have all these studies that come out, you know, this is the thing that I love London, and the people there are great, and they're fun people and everything like that. But they have because they get healthcare. They get a little more from their government than we do. There's more trust in their government than we have in our government. And there's positives to that and there's negatives. But they're a society of rules and customs and order. And it is a bit different. So I think they are more likely to go along with the grand plan of the government more so than the United States, where we really do question more what's happening than people in Europe or the UK. Overall.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, right? They have socialized health care. They have, isn't their education paid for completely? Isn't university?
Yeah, they have good stuff. They have a good life.
Yeah. There's benefits to that.
Totally.
There's like a balance to be achieved. I've always said that, like, in this country, it's foolish that we don't pay for higher education. Like, the more educated people, the better. Like, the less losers, the better.
Part of our country is you know, where we manufacture a lot of geniuses. We also manufacture a lot of psychopaths. That's what our culture does.
A lot of sociopaths.
A lot of sociopaths. A
lot of people that don't give a fuck about anything but success.
A lot of people that don't care about anything.
Yeah, and that's the thing that comes along with the gluttony too, right? It's celebrated. And they don't even realize that outward gluttony, it just inspires all these eat the rich people.
The whole thing is out of balance. That's what I would describe America. If you had to describe it in 3 words, it's just out of balance. It's out of balance. It does it. And it's hard because we've got 350 million people. It's hard to, you know, and it's like, what do the people in Menlo Park have to do with the people in Baton Rouge, have to do with the people in Canarsie? Like, yeah, I get it. It's a weird place. Yeah. So you have all these different climates, habitats, people have different interests. But I think AI might unite people because, like, the idea of this as such a powerful force, if people don't start getting cognizant of it eventually and start, you know, talking about regulating it or anything, you know, I do think it is going to be, you know, a very strange time if people, you know, just ignore it forever.
It's going to do something weird. I'll tell you that.